Looks like we're live to me.
Saturn, are we live?
Yes, we are.
Great. Thank you, Saturn. Hey there, Internet, and welcome to UK All Day, the consistently inconsistent chat show about everything British, where we learn by talking to and with actual Brits. And sometimes we do that via a live stream takeover, like today, as we're doing right now, via the enthusiastic blessing and consent is sexy, of Becky Gunter, who's letting us broadcast during the time slot for her weekly show, Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, where she hosts and produces a YouTube show for the first time and documents the process and experience of increasing her business visibility by learning to live stream. And she places an emphasis on teaching folks how to build an alluring, sexy, and robust brand for your business by working with them to identify and manifest their professional value. She's really great. It's a great show. I'm a regular viewer who leaves his answers in the comments and is always sure to smash that like and subscribe. So as we approach the introductions of our jolly good Brits, let's all give a big omnibus thanks to Rebecca for sharing her airtime with us for an episode of UK All Day. Thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Yep. A short blurb on me. My name is Tony Porecco. I am a Yank podcast producer based in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. And I'm joined, as always, by my amazing British co-host, Gill Moakes. Jill, do say hello, love. We'll get more into that later. And introduce yourself. Tell all these cool kids watching in Internet land a bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do.
Hello, darling. I just had to do that because that's the favourite of all of my British accents that I like to trot out for Tone. He likes me to do a little smorgasbord of British colloquialisms. So we'll probably dive into some of those today. I'm Gill Moakes. I am a business rewilder. That means that I'm a business coach who takes your business and makes it so much simpler so that it makes money so much easier and so that you get to be who you are and do what you love and make a difference. That's me.
And now that folks have gotten to get acquainted with Jill and I, let's likewise turn to today's special guest, Becky Benfield-Humberstone. Becky, on a call you and I were on together a few months back, a detail you shared.
Oh gosh.
That I've been dying to follow up on. I can't believe it wasn't explored more fully during the call, was that you either worked in or had some kind of recurring professional engagement with law enforcement. And the one very specific detail you shared, the one that I've been dying to follow up on, was something about, and I quote, jumping out of helicopters.
Okay.
So Becky, say hi to everyone, introduce yourself, and tell us about what you meant by referring to with jumping out of helicopters.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I was in the police for a short time. So a lot of my sort of night shifts were literally running around, chasing bad guys. And there was an episode with helicopters involved, and there was
episode meaning event, not show.
There was
right.
Sorry. Yes. See, there was a event involving a helicopter. Yes, and then we were hunting for some people, and yes, they got involved as well. So yes, and we had dogs and like loads of people, and the firearm unit came down, so there was gun, the whole lot. So all drama.
I just realised I'm sitting with my mouth open. Becky, I've known you for so long, and every single time I speak to you, I learn something else about you that blows my mind. Thank you. I'm speechless.
Becky, I still feel like you're downplaying this police thing.
Yes.
And and what's up with that? And did you jump out of a helicopter, or were you around people jumping out of helicopters?
Okay, well, it's a very obviously British thing to downplay everything you do. We don't. Jill, would you back me up on this one? Or
absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any compliment is, or anything like that, it's just completely brushed aside. But so no. I wasn't jumping out of helicopters, although I have actually jumped out of planes and things like that. I have done that, but not in my actual uniform. So that's a different thing.
Oh, what?
I've
jumped off the curb.
As expected, I'm glad I asked. Okay, so let's start circling around to today's discussion topic. We covered all the preliminaries, all the helicopters. So today's conversation is entitled "Hello, Love: An Exploration of Affectation." And as it so often does for me on most things, it all goes back to David Bowie.
Mhm.
To set this up, let me ask you,
Right.
Gill and Becky, and everyone out there in internet land, have you ever watched the Ricky Gervais show Extras?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm about to talk about?
Yes.
Good. Yes, in the second episode of the show's second season, Ricky Gervais' character Andy and his co-star Maggie, played by the excellent Ashley Jensen, they run into David Bowie at a pub, and in an effort to drum up some showbiz attention for his show When the Whistle Blows, Ashley flags down Mr. Bowie from the distance of a couple of tables away, and Bowie says in response, "I can't hear you, love. Come over here." Jill, could you say that for us just so that everyone could hear it with the British accent? I can't do
Would
it.
you like it in a kind of slightly Bowie type British accent?
I wish you would.
Okay. I can't hear you, love. Come over here.
Amazing. No notes.
Good. Yeah, a
Um,
little bit London,
yeah,
little
really great.
twang. Mhm.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
So
Welcome.
this line of, one of my musical idols just saying, "I can't hear you, love." This made me think about, I began thinking about so much the Britishism of addressing others as love. And so
Hang on, I
so-
didn't even know that was just a British thing. Do you
I
not
don't
do
know,
that
like
then?
no, like to call
What?
someone. I mean, like, yeah, like have you ever been? Have you ever talked to a German who calls people love? A French person? Like, I don't know. Y'all have more countries over there. That's it. Like,
But I didn't know that in America you didn't call people love. Hey, love.
oh, that is not.
I feel like I would if I was American.
I mean, I would never walk up to someone and go, "Hello, love."
Fair.
I can do the accent
would
for
sound
like
weird.
just those. Yeah.
What?
See, exactly. It sounds weird. So my first question was, what would you call that? A Britishism, slang, linguistic practice? I wasn't quite sure. But then I thought maybe we could call, maybe it's an affectation. And which is something I kind of knew what the pure definition was, but I had to look up. So if you don't 100% know what an affectation is, I didn't either. I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said this: an affectation is the act of pretending to have a quality or skill that one does not actually possess. It often involves adopting behaviors, speech patterns, or mannerisms that are not authentic to oneself. It is essentially putting on a false front or mask to appear different or more impressive than one truly is. And I think a classic example of maybe an affectation might be a professor's pipe, a fifth grader wearing a fedora, who's trying to appear more cool or together, different than just being a little kid. As an aside, this definition from ChatGPT, I do think it's kind of harsh, kind of rigid, and maybe even slightly uncharitable, because I think you might even say that a great deal of all social interaction is affectation. Because you're never truly expressing, not often, how you really, truly, exactly feel, because that's just often not appropriate when you're trying to, because, you don't want to elicit pity when you're going into a business meeting, But anyway, whatever. Thank you for the leg up, ChatGPT. You had one job, you did it okay. But I do think that definition from ChatGPT gets us there regarding hello, love, because when the British address others with the phrase hello, love, they probably don't mean it in the sense of it being romantic or familial love. Agree or disagree? Point, counterpoint.
Oh, totally agree. Don't you, Becky?
I agree, but also it's not just that one. I could think of others that we use.
That's why we're here, Becky.
Sorry.
Yeah.
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 Depending on which
Good
part of the
job.
country
Also,
you're from.
Yes. And
it's
what did you say
regional,
with
yeah.
hello, love?
Mhm.
I think that's a dying one.
Is it a dying one?
Like women don't appreciate that so much these days. I think, there was a time when men would very freely use that and say, even with a woman that they'd never met before in their life, "Oh, sorry, love," as they're trying to get past them in the street, or "Hello, love." But I don't think it's dying out now, thank goodness. But yeah, Becky's right. There's loads of them that we use.
The most weird one I've been called is duck. It's a Yorkshire. Up that way.
That's a Yorkshire
Hello,
one.
duck.
Yeah. Hello,
Or
duck.
peck is another one.
I've
Pet
heard like
is Newcastle.
Peck, P-E-C-K.
No, P-E-T.
No, pet.
Pet. Got it.
In Newcastle, they would say, "All right, pet."
Cool. So I'm thinking maybe of love being kind of like maybe ma'am, because like that's one that has been falling off. I called all adult women ma'am until the age of like 18. Like when women told me to stop calling them ma'am. I was just a little kid.
That's quite respectful, though. Whereas love isn't respectful. So
but
you would you'd never have like a man, or you would rarely have a man use love if it was an older woman, like an elderly woman, for example. Oh, actually, they probably would, wouldn't they? Some men, like older generation men, might.
It depends what you've been brought up with, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I always think it's more like the cabbies. The cabbies are the sort of those sort of loves, aren't they?
Cabbies.
That's sort of
they call everyone love. I think they call men love as well.
They do, yeah. Everybody's love. So
free love.
Oh yes,
free love,
share.
And free world.
So now, do you think that I don't know, like ello love is such a as someone who's not based in the UK or ever been there, that's like whenever I think about a British movie or TV show or anything taking place in Britain, I kind of expect "hello, love" to be said. Like, so it's very interesting to hear that it's on its way out.
Yeah, it's definitely on its way out. Also, I think that you see it a lot when you have Americans playing the parts of Brits, because like you, I think Americans think it's even more common than it is. So if you imagine, like when Dick Van Dyke played the part in Mary Poppins, "Hello, Mary Poppins," right? Yeah, and that was like just the worst London accent I've ever heard in my entire life. It was terrible. And everyone would say, why did they not use a Cockney? And I think it's a bit like that. So I think American films where they bring in Americans to play Brits, they will always get love in there somewhere. Becky, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, you said Cockney. I'm just thinking of Cockney rhyme in slang, and that was my next sort of.
Oh God, we could blow their minds with that.
What, the dog and bone or the apple and pears? Which one?
Going out for a Ruby Murray.
Right. Or Rosie Lee, bit of that.
Yeah. What are each of those things? No idea.
You know what Cockney rhyme in slang is, though, right?
Yes, I listen to, and I still don't understand the formula, but I've listened to a podcast about it.
But Becky, you have to fill him in.
Oh, okay. So it's the words that rhyme to mean something else. So, for example, apples and pears mean stairs. So you roll it. Dog and bone is phone. Rosie Lee is a cup of tea. What's Andy Murray is a curry,
Ruby Murray is a going out for a curry, but also they get shortened even more. So people will say, "I'm going out for a Ruby," and Londoners will know that that's a Ruby Murray curry. I'm on the dog. I'm on the dog and bone.
Phone.
I'm on the phone, and people will just know that. So it's almost like this other language.
Yeah.
I mean, so as someone
I'm loving Tony's face at this point. This is my favorite part of any conversation.
As someone who lives to I believe one of the reasons for my existence is just to portmanteau as much as possible. But like, I don't know how to even begin embodying the mindset to do those Cockney rhymes like that. But Yeah, let's I mean, y'all got some wild stuff over there to me. But anyway, so even though it's on its way out, I thought a question for us to start today's conversation is, what does the phrase "ello love" mean as it pertains to Britishness, British culture, the experience of being British and the collective British consciousness? Like, it's about being pleasant, an experience of goodwill, a cheery willingness to interact, and also what is replacing "ello love"?
Shall I take that one, Becky, or would you like to take that?
I'm just thinking, actually. I'm just the cogs are wearing on that one. So
yeah. So I think "ello love" it's simply a way of saying hello that's used by Londoners, and it's also used in, so "ello love" said in the way you say it would be a London thing, but you'd also get people in the north would say "ello love," like that would be in northern accent. So people all around would say it. It's mostly, I would say, older generation men now. So younger men now, I don't think would use it as much. I would say it's definitely like my generation and above, maybe. I was going to say our generation realized how much younger than me Becky is.
So what are y'all saying instead? What are their contemporary quirky British greetings?
I don't think we have any. We don't know.
Well, we have.
Do you?
I
don't go out. That's why.
Well, here's the really interesting thing. I think that "ello love" is probably in that kind of, because it wouldn't be used in a high society type environment. So if you were in a lovely restaurant or something, you would not hear anyone saying "ello love," right? You just wouldn't. But if you're on a building site, on construction site, or if you were jumping in a cab or something, that's when you'd be likely to hear it. And I think now it's kind of, women don't really like having that used. It feels really inappropriate.
Pejorative
now.
I mean, pejorative, sexist, regressive.
Yeah, and I think what's happening now is that the younger lads would be way more likely to say, "All right, mate," and they would use that for women and men now. We say "all right" instead of "hello" a lot as well. We say "all right."
That would be confusing for me for the first X number of hours or days.
Yes, because you would constantly start saying, "Yes, I'm fine," but really, "all right, mate" doesn't even need any kind of answer. No one actually cares whether you're all right or not. They just say it for the sake of it. And if you actually started saying to someone, "Well, let me tell you about my ailments," they'd be like, "What?"
Jill, when I make that trip to come see you in the UK, I will have to hang on to you at all times, because I am terrified.
I won't be able to let you out of my sight.
Oh my God, it's gonna be great. I will not know what people are saying because I'm so freaking puzzled. I don't know. Do you think that these American phrases are easier to understand in comparison? When you just think about them from the literal words?
I feel like we have more exposure to Americanisms because of all the movies that we watch. We get so much American shows over here that I guess that we get more exposure to it. So I think we wouldn't feel quite as confuzzled if we were in the States.
Did you just make up confuzzled?
No, it's a British term.
What?
Yeah.
Utterly confuzzled.
Yeah, it means really confused.
Y'all are the best.
You love our words, Toe.
I love your words. I love your work. I love you. Have y'all watched the new season of Black Mirror?
No. Even though you
awesome. That's it. Just watch it. Just watch it.
Okay.
That is where most of my British media awareness of what British people are like comes from watching Black Mirror and people on bikes.
Fair enough.
Yep. So
what else? What other words?
I really think that those are the, that's what's going to come up in the street as we continue this conversation. You're just confuzzled.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's move now from "ello love" to "keep calm and carry on."
Oh, good one.
Because I want to look into the intersection of those, even if it's a phrase on the decline. I guess maybe either are y'all still mad about keep calm and carry on? Is that trite? What's your relationship with that phrase right now?
The thing is, it's a phrase that actually was created but never used during the Second World War. They made those posters with it on but never used them. So it's probably more of a recent thing than actually an older thing. Just for a fact.
It's kind of been dug up, hasn't it, from the
Yeah.
war and
Yeah.
slaps on everything.
Yeah, it's more of a recent thing. It's not something that's in sort of been ingrained, is it? Really, it's more
And it's
of a
not like
recent-
something that was ever said, or
No.
it was never really part of our culture, was it, to say that or have that? Those posters wouldn't have been around in the time when they were when the phrase was coined, but now I think people just think it's quite funny to use them in lots of different scenarios.
Don't talk to me until I've had my keep calm and carry on. To just mash a couple of a coffee mug phrases together. Yeah.
Perfect.
No, well, actually, do you like? I guess I guess another what I've hear from on what I see on British media is that y'all kind of dig shallow graves for your anxiety, but do keep it pressed down. And do you feel like keep calm and carry on sums you up at all? Like, do you identify with that phrase, or you're like, no?
I suppose it's a little bit like stiff upper lip. It's kind of we are known for being quite stoic, aren't we? The Brits are we're quite stoic. We're quite kind of, especially older generations. Again, all of these things I think like probably are less so now. But I think definitely, our history it was always a lot about, keep calm and carry on, don't show your emotions, stiff upper lip and all that old chat, but it's all history. It's not how we are now.
Like, tell me,
or are we?
I'll
put myself in that camp.
Keep going, Becky.
Actually,
no.
Yeah,
I'm in that camp. No, honestly, definitely a keep calm, carry on person. Yeah, you just put your head down and keep going, don't you? But then it is a generational thing and influence thing. Is how you've been brought up or what what your values are. I think that's where it comes as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the younger people now, that's probably not it's not something they sort of embody, is it? But whereas some of us,
do you think keep calm and carry on is maybe also on its way out in terms of relevance? Just a punchline.
Yeah, I think it's had its time. It's obviously been brought back up. Everybody's used it. They've modified it, and then I think it's not the phrase; it's the actual action. What I'm saying is, we all know that a cup of tea will solve everything. Which
that's
is the
true,
actual.
though.
Which I'm saying, yeah, but which is the action of keep calm, carry on. What I'm saying is, it's let's have a cup of tea, and we'll sort it out. Whatever it is, it will be fixed. So it's the mentality of the phrase in actions. It's not actually the phrase itself, but it's the actual mentality around it. That's
it's
still
the
around.
medium, not the message.
There you go. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
My name is Marshall McLuhan. I'll be here all week.
So that's still around. No, I agree. I think that's still around. The actual phrase, not so, but the actual thing. So yeah.
Becky and Gill, what does pip cheerio mean?
I don't know where he gets me from. It's literally Tone stuck in an Enid Blyton book.
Yeah.
He's literally stuck in an Enid Blyton book with the famous 5. Pip.
That and Mary Poppins rolled together, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a phrase. It's a very old phrase. I don't even know where it even probably comes from, but it's not something we would use on a daily basis.
It's something that our great grandfathers would have used if they were related to the royal family, potentially a knight. That's who would have used that. Normal people's relations wouldn't have said that.
I mean, I guess on the subject of it being a phrase of generations past, do y'all have like historical tourism and actors will dress and communicate and pretend that they're in a previous era? And what is it like to speak with them? Like, tell me about the language, anything like, as in, just tell me, y'all ever go to, like, for instance, Mount Vernon is George Washington's home, and it's nearby-ish me in Virginia, and you can go and there will be people working the farm and churning buttermilk, and they will talk to you about the stuff they have prepared to talk about themselves. Do y'all have maybe kind of similar historical tourism, and could you go to a place and hear someone say pip pip cheerio?
I'd say yeah.
I mean, is historical tourism a thing over there?
Here's the really funny thing about this, though. Yes, we do. So we have lots of reenactment groups and stuff like that. And say if you go to visit a medieval castle, you'll have people from that. You might have some museums and things where they might do the odd kind of event where they have, people saying things like that. However, I think from my experience of American TV, you do more of it over there. You literally probably have more UK reenactment stuff than we have over here, because I've seen it on loads of shows that come over from the States. I saw it. I was watching the other day. What was it? No, can't remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. But basically, they were going to a reenactment, but that was in the States. But Rebecca went to one last year. I'm sure she did. If she's around, put it in the comments. I'm sure she sent me pictures from a reenactment. So I think it's something that you guys are probably more likely to hear it in the States than we would over here, which is weird.
Thank you, Jill.
Welcome.
We're now going to turn to some other questions I prepared just about all things British and your attitudes, the experience of being British. Everyone loves an underdog. What do you think Brits are under-recognized or under-celebrated for?
Queuing.
Did you say queuing?
Yeah, it's a national sport.
I love that thing. We are
by that you mean assembling orderly into lines?
Yeah.
Correct.
If there's a line, we'll join it. Doesn't matter what it is, we'll join it.
We don't even need to know what they're queuing for. We'll just
queue for a queue, maybe.
Yeah. But we're like the champions of queuing, obviously. Yeah, we're the best at that.
No one breaks the line.
Oh,
really?
If you cut in a queue in the UK, I think I'm not sure, but it could actually still be, even though we've got rid of hanging, it could still be a special case for bringing back corporal punishment, because it's just not tolerated over here. We are such good queuers. You're right, Becky. That's a good one.
So it is, isn't it? And when we go somewhere else where they can't queue, it's just what's going on? Why can't
we can't cope, can we?
No,
say if they just have a table, here's a great example of this. When you go to a conference and you go to pick up you're looking for your name badge, and they're just all out on a table, and everyone's there's no rules. Everyone's just going wild, gathering around the table, and we can't cope with that, can we, Becky? It's we want to queue. We really want to queue, because it just we can't cope with no queue.
Yeah, if there's no queuing, what we'll do is we'll step back and actually wait for everybody else to go first, and then we'll go in.
Yeah,
because we can't.
Problem is everyone will do that, and so actually it just means that no one makes it to the table.
Well, no, the Brits are always at the back because everybody else goes first.
That's true. All the other countries will they don't have a problem. They'll just get all their, and then you can tell the Brits a mile away because they'll be hanging back.
Yes,
because we are so polite.
I'm so interested. I'm so interested in your response, because you use queue as a verb. We would never in the US, one queue is not in the vernacular. I only had a good guess because of some Canadian podcasts I listened to who also say queue. When I hear queue, I think QAnon. I think as in that was my initial confusion. And I think that maybe a divide there is that I think there's less attention to lining up in the US, I think. That's really, really, I mean, as in and what do you think is so my question was, what do you think Brits are under recognized? Yeah, right there with you. No, and under celebrated for. How does it serve you? how does your ability to cue serve you?
It keeps us feeling safe.
That's another one of my favorite questions to ask folks, and that is, how do you feel safe? And that's awesome.
With a good cue.
Yes. Well, it's a fair system and it's trustworthy. See, we all know where we stand.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Becky. What else do we underrate ourselves for?
I'm going to say British cuisine, no? But
Everyone hates our food, Becky. Literally, everyone hates our food.
just
I don't
everyone
know
go
why.
food.
I love British food. Yes, Rebecca knows that my favourite dinner. In fact, I'm going to tell her just to put it in the chat.
Please.
If you're there, put my favourite dinner in the chat because she has her own name for it.
What is it then?
It's not going to pop up quickly enough, right? It's
Okay.
my favourite dinner is just like a stew or something like that with just boiled potatoes and boiled peas. And that's my favourite dinner. And Rebecca calls that, let's just put it in team boiled dinner. She calls it boiled dinner. And to her, it just sounds like the blandest thing on the planet. Just boiled dinner. Yeah. None of it looks yummy.
Now, tell me about, I mean, like, celebrity chefs are a big thing, everywhere, but like, do folks ever, I mean, is that in the culinary scene in Britain, are there chefs whose goal, and do they succeed at maybe elevating British cuisine to bring it above the punchline? Or is it always going somewhere else? Another country for the inspiration.
Who have we got? What good chef? Oh, well, we got Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay, right?
Well, Ramsay and Oliver, haven't we? Those sort of things.
Got Ramsay and Oliver. Yeah. Lawson. Nigella.
Bit of Nigella.
Yeah. Are they really taking our food worldwide?
Well, the thing is that the difference about here is that we have everybody's different foods, don't we? What I'm saying is we can eat everything. It's not like it's just British food. We eat a lot of other countries, don't we? If you think what you eat on a week, it's not all British, is it?
Becky, that is specifically one of the questions I prepared to ask you, which was over like the course of the last week, how many occasions do you think you feel like you ate traditional British cuisine? How many meals or snacks?
What a good question.
See, I'm really bad. It depends on what the weather's like. I cook.
No, totally. Sure.
Do you know, I had a really.
But what did you do, Becky? What did you do?
What did I do? I cooked. I cooked. The thing is, I grow my own veg as well. You see, so we eat whatever's in the garden. So whatever's fresh and seasonal, we cook. So.
God, Becky, you're such a domestic goddess.
As usual. Well, so it's like tea tonight, right? So tea tonight was salmon, right? Very nice, with homegrown peas, broad beans, aubergines, homegrown tomatoes, peppers, and then I made a beurre blanc sauce. Check me out.
What's beurre blanc? So white sauce.
Yeah, so it's
what is beurre?
Butter. So a bit French. We had a bit of a French influence going on. So beurre blanc is made with white wine shallots, reduce it down, and then add butter in for a lovely silky smooth sauce. Yeah.
That sounds so nice. What did you have with it? The veg and what was
so
it,
salmon, Scottish salmon. So yes.
See, that's I'd say that's quite a typical meal. Like we have that a lot. Salmon with vegetables.
Fish. Yeah, we quite good fish.
Yeah. For lunch, I had jacket potato with baked beans and cheese.
Oh, that's
really
a classic.
Is that jacket? Is it a stuffed baked potato? What is
no,
jacket?
So it's
just bake it in the oven.
Oh, baked potato.
Baked potato.
Yeah. What we call jacket.
Yeah, jacket. Is that a jacket? Is it jacket potato? Where you put it in the oven and then you just cut it in half, and then you put your cheese and your baked beans in it.
Do you scoop it out first and mash it with butter?
In a potato?
Yeah.
No,
oh yeah. Oh, beans. Baked beans are a bit of our thing, aren't they? British thing.
Oh yeah. We love baked beans. Do you have baked beans in the States?
We do. I mean, like a specific application. No, of where baked beans happen. No, barbecue. It's like baked beans are a part of like the barbecue, the quintessential barbecue meal.
We don't have baked beans with barbecue, do we?
No, but you can make barbecue baked beans. That's quite nice. That's what I do.
You can't do that, but you can do this other thing that just
Yeah.
rearranges them.
Completely
That's
different
terrific.
thing.
I know, sorry.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah, no,
bees.
they're lovely. Yeah.
But no, so going back to your
But-
testimony, yeah. So on a weekly basis, we'll eat some British, but we'll probably go, like in our house, it's Japanese we'll have, or Chinese, or I'm just trying to think, French. Every Italian, European. It just depends what's available. We'll jump countries.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I
Then
get
on
you
a
live life
Saturday
like
night-
normal people. On a Saturday night, Jill, what happens?
Then it's Turkish because you have a late night
Ooh.
kebab.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I'll
a friend of
introduce
mine
you to.
referred
Do
to.
you have doner
yeah.
kebabs?
Yes, and a friend of mine in grad school referred to that cuisine as essentially, of rice and like a chicken and some kind of spicy sauce. Referred to it as cart because it comes from we buy it from a cart. So you would just call it cart.
As in, stool.
What's a cart? Oh, from a stall. Ah, gotcha.
So a
No, these are
stool
from
is
the
a
kebab
cart.
shop.
Okay.
Yeah, we would say a stall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like a vendor, like a trucky thing.
Thing is though, when people criticize British food, I just feel like one of my favorite dinners is a proper British roast dinner. I don't think you can really get better than that.
No roast.
So that is roast, not boiled.
That's a roast.
Yeah, that's
no, a roast.
roast.
Yes, but a roast means meat, veg, potato. Yeah, it means more than one thing.
So we would use the word if we say, oh, we're having a roast on Sunday, that means the whole thing. It means the roasted meat, roast potatoes, roast parsnips, all the vegetables, the gravy, and the
Yorkshire pudding,
various kind of condiments. Yep, Yorkshire pudding. Yeah.
Oh, but Jill,
Yeah.
do you eat your Yorkshire pudding with gravy or do you have it with jam?
Some and some, usually with gravy, but we sometimes we'll have ice cream and jam with it.
See, it's weird
So
how
maybe you would have 2 Yorkshire puddings and then you could have one of each. That sounds nice.
Yeah. Or sometimes, what about Becky? Do you ever do the really big Yorkshire pudding and then serve the dinner
stuff it
inside the Yorkshire pudding?
Yes, that too.
Next level.
What is a figgy pudding and is it good?
What's a figgy pudding? Figgy pudding is like Christmas pudding, basically.
Yeah.
What's Christmas pudding?
Okay, it's a
It's the point of the show.
A Christmas pudding.
What?
Oh my god.
They don't have a Christmas pudding.
Okay, do you have fruitcake?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's similar to a fruitcake, kind of, in consistency, isn't it? It's slightly heavier, moister. Usually soaked in alcohol, so it's quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them about the ritual when you serve it.
Oh, you set it on fire, yeah. So you douse it in brandy or some alcohol,
Sure.
and then you light it, and then you bring it to the table ablaze, and serve it that way. Very nice. That was some brandy butter.
Yes. And also, when you're making it, you put a sixpence in it, don't you? And then have to be careful you don't break your stupid British teeth on it, like I probably would.
But it's very lucky.
Could you fit a band in this pudding, like Sixpence None the Richer?
Oh my god, that's the worst joke I've ever heard in my life.
It's barely a joke. That's the best part.
Shut him down. Now.
Next question. So we talked about what's on your mind about what Brits are under-recognized or under-celebrated for. Now, I want to hear about British neuroses. How do Brits self-sabotage? What do y'all do that you know that you do that detracts from the relationships in your lives?
Oh,
Let's
God.
get deep.
Wow, bloody hell. So, what do we do that self-sabotages us? Well, I suppose this is going to come back to our over-politeness, isn't it? Like, we will literally put ourselves into huge discomfort to save anyone else having 1 second of discomfort. So like sometimes it gets literally ridiculous when you're holding the door open as you're exiting somewhere. So say you're the first one to get to the door, you hold the door open, and literally after 27 people have filed past, you're still standing there holding the door open because like it's too impolite to let it go. So we do things like that, don't we? And it's and
or it's
also
like
we get really neurotic at airports and things, you know, like I'm always convinced that I have actually smuggled drugs unknowingly because I'm so paranoid that they're going to ask me if I have. It's just, that is neurosis. That's a British neurosis.
But it gets so far that we actually put ourselves that we actually miss out. So, for example, you'll let loads of people go first into the lift, for example, and then there won't be any room for you. So you have to skip it. You have to like take the stairs.
To go up the stairs.
Yeah. So it's always so we always put everybody else first, but to a real, you know, really
to our
put ourselves. Oh yes.
Is there maybe do you observe in, you know, dealings with folks, is there ever any observed compensation? I don't mean money, but like compensating for this, being like, oh, the bloke at the back, like give him the drumstick or whatever. Like who held the door for everyone? No, you get nothing.
Although we will get a bit shirty if we've held that
shirty?
door. Yeah, shirty.
We'll get a bit shirty.
We get a bit shirty. So we get
a bit irritated, a bit angry.
Yeah. No, So if we've held that door open for all those people, and all those people that went through didn't say thank you, oh my god, we will be so angry. So yes.
Well, we'll be silently angry, obviously.
Oh yes, but sometimes it gets to a point where we actually go, thank you, don't you? You sort of actually.
That's what we do. The passive aggressive thank you. Yeah, we do that. And we do fully expect every single person to say thank you, thank you. Also, what about if you're driving and you let someone pull out and they don't do that to thank you? It's like literally road rage sets in at that point.
But do you not have this other thing about, so if it's a full hand, it's okay, right? But if it's one finger, you get really annoyed.
Not good enough.
One finger.
Absolutely not good enough.
That,
like this. It's like a lazy way of doing that.
Because they're on the steering wheel and it's just like that. And you're like, no, you're supposed to go like that, thanks. I know. It's like, come on.
So I love that you brought up the, you know, driver, you know, acknowledgement, because I've now made it a trifecta of I'm a nice guy, don't get mad at me, it's driving. I go,
it's a trio.
I love that. I also, Tone, can I ask you if you do something else?
Please.
Say if you're at a crossing going to cross the road and someone stops to let you cross.
A crossing?
Like a pedestrian crossing.
Sure.
What do you call that?
A crosswalk.
Crosswalk. Right. So say if you're at a crosswalk and a car stops to let you go to cross, do you do this thing where you really kind of over exaggerate your thank you and then do this kind of semi-fake run? So it's like
that was exactly where I was hoping you were going.
A run.
Yeah. Yes. No. Okay.
But you loosely jog to show them.
I do think there is real utility for this because one, I think it creates most likely additional personal safety from any kind of vehicular accident because it's, you know, like I'm here. Hey, don't hit me. Hey, don't hit me. Like I think that it, you know, it's creates a little one of those. Do y'all have in used car lots, do you have the blow up guys that go the wave? Do you know what I'm talking about?
A few. Not many. They're more. I think you guys have them more, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, which actually their origin is in Caribbean street culture. Actually. There's a whole excellent 99% Invisible episode about it. That's it. Podcasts are cool. So I do hustle because I think that especially when you're left alone with your own thoughts, I think that can often result in a mentality of uncharitableness because you're just mad at either yourself or the world or whatever. And I think that folks maybe something in common between us is that it will result. It is likely. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that it will result in your greater likelihood of making a negative attribution of someone. Like that person is a fucking jerk. So then to go, nice guy.
Just so lovely. I love it.
Yeah.
I
Rebecca,
also,
go, Jill.
Can I ask you one other question? I know I'm kind of hijacking the questions.
Come on now. This is your show too, Jill. Come on.
Yeah, I want to ask you something because I've been to America a few times. People don't obsessively say please and thank you as much as we do. Like we will say please and thank you, won't we, Becky, for everything?
Oh, what? And to anything.
Sorry. And sorry. We say please, thank you, and sorry. Like,
to anything.
We say sorry if someone else bumps into us. True?
True. Or if we bump into a table, for example, we will say sorry to the table.
Yep, exactly. So my question is, Tone, why do you not do the same in the United States?
Well, you're kind of talking to an outlier, because I'm more on the, like, I would say I'm an outlier in the sense that I'm more polite, I think, than the average person.
Oh, you're practically British. You're an honorary
Except I
Brit.
can't understand anything you said yet, but that's why we're hanging out. No, it's okay. So wait, Jill, your question one more time. Sorry.
Well, I want to know why in America it's okay not to say please and thank you for absolutely everything.
I'm wondering if there are. Oh my God, that's right. Rebecca, just who's lurking in the comments, just said, so something that I say all the time is I say appreciate you, and appreciate you. That, because it's beyond thank you. Like it's I appreciate you specifically. I think that it establishes more individuality, and I'm recognizing you as an individual.
So I do like that. I think Becky, the optimum amount of pleases and thank yous is somewhere in the middle of Britain and America. I feel like if we could all come together and merge our pleases and thank yous and then divide them in half, it would be the perfect amount of pleases and thank yous, because we are obsessive with it and you guys are not. And I think it should be somewhere in the middle.
I think please, my experience is, especially in a sort of, an honest, isn't a personal relationship, to say, could I please have a glass of water? Like, I think that may be more likely to communicate a bit of annoyance. Could I please have a glass of water? I think what I would be more likely to say is, when you have a minute, could I have a water? And it's the same thing. It's that politeness of the providing someone with leeway. Like when you have a sec, because it's also saying, like, I don't need this right now. I understand you have things to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. I heard a lot when I was in America. I heard a lot of can I get a ham sandwich, or can I get a
what?
Yeah, can I get a water? And over here, that would sound like impolite over here. It doesn't in the States, because that's what you think. But over here, if someone said that, the person behind the counter would be going, "What's the magic word?"
Really?
Wouldn't they?
Oh yes, you got to say it. What's the word?
What's the word?
What's the magic word?
Yeah, no, I think that can I get a is just that it's not a polite or impolitely loaded phrase at all. It's just
it's just a statement.
Can I get a number one?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's a bit like please may I have. It's the same sort of thing, I think.
Yeah. I think the other shortening of these phrases is what I'll say is, especially when I'm giving an order to a server in a restaurant, a waiter in a restaurant, I'll say, "I'll do the." And
that's American, isn't it? I've heard that on shows. I'll do the steak.
And I think it's good at being neutral, because it's not saying do this for me. It's I'll do the, I
haven't really thought of it like that. All I can hear is You didn't say please. Get out of my restaurant. That's what I'm saying. Now.
Especially if we're holding the door open for you. You're definitely out.
If you're holding you're out. So out. I'd be like, hello, love. Get out.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your thoughts on Rowan Atkinson. Is he a national treasure? Is he awful? And should he or should he not receive a knighthood?
We're back on the knighthoods again.
I say, should Mr. Bean get a knighthood?
And should Mr. Bean get his own knighthood apart from Rowan Atkinson?
Oh,
and should Teddy get a title?
Yeah. Of course. I mean, he's done, you know, what
Blackadder. I mean, in my book, he should get a knighthood just for Blackadder. I absolutely loved Blackadder.
They were talking about bringing that back, weren't they, Blackadder?
Really? Oh my God, that would be so good. That would be so good. I love that. What else has he done? So, not the 9 o'clock news. Was that?
There's the recent Netflix series Man versus Bee. Which
Man
is,
versus
I believe
Bee.
It's 20 episodes of, and they're short, like 10 minutes each, of Rowan Atkinson, his character his life being made, mad by a bee, and it is Man versus Bee. So lots of physical comedy.
He's very funny.
So I think it's a straight yes. Double yes.
Sure. It's a yes from us.
Got it.
Yes.
Sir Bean. Okay. I actually have a couple of questions that were submitted by my boss, Mike Frost, which is a question that he has a daughter who lives in the UK, so he has his own specific cool window into British culture. And so a question he has is that he's gotten the impression, or has the question, that is the game bingo very, very popular in the UK?
It's like probably older.
Why are you saying it like that? Well,
because,
go.
You want to play at Christmas, don't you? You play but then in certain regions there are like bingo halls where people go out to play bingo regularly.
Like we said, there's a bit of a cultural divide between people who say hello, love, and people who say pip pip. There's probably that same divide between the people who play bingo and the people who play croquet or polo. It's like bingo, I wouldn't say is a universally beloved activity. But there are still big bingo halls and people go and play bingo, don't they? And but I think it might be dying out.
Yeah, not everybody would go out to play bingo. I mean, you might sort of, do it at a celebration or, Christmas with charades and, that sort of stuff, maybe. But
what's a charade?
I tell you where else.
And I see you mean charade, but what does charade mean here?
Charades and charades is so it's a game. It's the same.
Oh, the game charades. Got it. Like the parlor game, right? Yeah, got it. Oh my God. Jill. Oh my God, Jill.
Go on, Jill. Do one.
You're miming out.
Shall I do one?
Yeah, go on.
No, I don't. I'm not very good at it.
Oh.
You were just excellent at miming, Jill.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But then you did bad because you're not supposed to talk.
All right, hold on. I've got one. Hold on. I've got one.
All right, go on then.
Okay.
It's a book and a film. Okay. 4 words.
Three
4
words. Now, do you count that thumb as 3 words? Okay, is that it? Okay.
Bad.
4 words. 3 words and 4 words. 7 words.
It's got 4 words, Tone. Right now.
Words. The 3rd word is the
T.
The 4th word. Is it Lord of the Rings? No.
Fan.
Wind.
Blow.
Becky, you
Wait.
said it.
Which one? Lord of the
Gone with-
Rings?
Gone
No,
with the
wind.
wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Wind,
Gone
God
with the
love
Wind.
you.
Oh,
Gone with
Tony's got
the
it.
wind.
Tony's got it. Yeah.
Gone with the wind, Tone. Yes. Oh God, this must be absolutely riveting viewing. I'm surprised that you couldn't do impromptu charades on a podcast. Just saying.
That'd be hilarious.
No,
I
it's
love
a
it.
fine game because it also prompts the yelling at your device from wherever you are as an audience member.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
It's excellent viewing.
We are missing the
I like
Christmas hats, though. We need some hats.
Yeah,
What's a Christmas
we do
hat?
usually have Christmas hats on.
Did it? Oh, okay. At Christmas, we pull crackers.
In your
No?
cracker.
Yes. Cracker.
What do you mean to pull a cracker?
What? See, Becky, this is the kind of thing that just blows my mind. Like, I just can't get my head around the fact that they don't have crackers. Like, they're tubes, paper tube things, and you pull them, and then there's a firecracker in the middle, and they go bang, and inside is a joke on a piece of paper, a party hat, a paper hat, a small gift, like a little toy, usually really, really shit little toy, like
Sure.
that you put in a drawer and then find you've got 20 golf tees, plastic golf tees or whatever. Don't even play golf. What else goes in there?
Unless Jill, you got to make your own this year because
Oh,
when
Becky, I literally might have known you make your own crackers.
What? Do you know? Because
they make their own Christmas jumpers in her house and everything.
But no,
What's a Christmas jumper?
it's a festive jumper, with a festive design on the front. Like
so
a
jumper, like when I
sweater.
think jumper, I mean like one
Sweater.
piece. So,
Sweater.
Christmas
sweater.
sweater.
Okay.
Yeah, sweater. Sorry, jumper. So no, Jill, when you make your crackers, I make them put cocktails in the middle. Great. See? Proper cocktails.
Oh my God.
So
How do
much
you put a
Can I come to
cocktail
your
in a
house for Christmas?
firecracker?
Yeah. Well, like a little bottle. Make your own cocktails, and then sort of stuff it in
Oh, okay. Got it.
See?
Thing within a thing.
Yeah.
Within a thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you and Rebecca come over here, I think we all have to go and stay at Becky's because she's going to be such a way better host than me.
I mean, the only way for us to we need to do an experiment, an A/B test.
A/B test, yeah, exactly. I think we know who'd win.
So I think the final topic for us to chat about is another question from my boss, Mike Frost, and want to hear from y'all about the excitement about Popmaster TV.
Yes. Becky, do you know about this?
No, I haven't a clue.
Right.
Sorry.
This is now, Dave, if he was here, he would be coming up and telling you about this. Popmaster is a very, very long-running quiz show on Radio 2, BBC Radio 2.
That one. Okay, and it's just come back, isn't it?
Discontinued because was it Ken Bruce did it? I think, and he left. He retired. Ken Bruce, right? They're bringing out a TV show of Popmaster. Dave's very,
and
very
the first episode was an enormous hit.
When was it? Has it already started then? That means we've missed
like last week or so. Popmaster TV launched with a peak of 810,000 viewers, pushing digital channel more 4 ahead of terrestrial rival BBC 2, according to Channel 4 figures.
That's amazing.
But also I was surprised that Mike Frost, my boss, introduced me to Popmaster via the Popmaster podcast, where it's you hear short clips of a song and you guess them, and trivia and so forth.
That was the same as the radio show.
Yeah, but there was some hubbub because I guess about the intellectual property of he left, and a bit about contracts and that sort of thing, but that but anyway, so that now there's a TV show that they're piloting and is doing really, really well. And I was surprised to learn that. So, Jill, when you say it's long running, it also runs long. The first episode was a full hour, and that's a long time for music trivia.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was a really popular show, and there was an absolute uproar when they decided that they weren't going to get a new like a new presenter for it. They were just going to
They made a similar show, I believe, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
It's not that mainstream over here. I would say it's not. You know who it's really popular with? People who work kind of like on the road. So when Dave was doing removals, he was like obsessed with
What's a removal?
House removals. Moving people from one house to another.
Got it.
He had a house removals business. So if he was out and about, it would be kind of,
his show.
It would always be on the radio.
His along the way show.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Cool. So Popmaster is what will be on folks' minds now at this return of this hit show. So yeah, we're at the top of the hour, and oh my God, Becky.
That we are.
Bill, I had the best time chatting with you.
If y'all want to keep going, I'm more than happy to stay here and keep producing if y'all aren't busy, just so you guys know.
No, I'm really, really like hot and sweaty now. I need a break. Need a drink of water. I know. Mental,
that was awesome, Tone. Thanks.
You did a fabulous job.
Cool. Thanks so much.
It was so fun.
It's
always so fun.
Thanks. Always so fun. Jill, do you want to outro us?
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And here's an idea, right? If you want to submit questions that you want Tony to ask us, because I've got this funny feeling that other people are going to have loads of questions about the differences between both sides of the pond. I feel like you should message us. So just put the questions in the chat here, and then we'll think about them for the next one. Or email pitmaster@stonefruit.com.
Yep. And great. Love it. Smash that like and subscribe. Have a super day.
I think there's one more thing to say.
What is it, Becky?
Well, it's pip pip cheerio, no?
Pip pip cheerio.
Pip pip cheerio, chaps.
I mean, it is the last thing to say because you can't end the show by saying "Hello, love."
Bye, love.
Yeah. So cool.
I just wanted to chime in and say it's Stone Fruit. It's pit cheerio.
Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's it. Mic drop.
That's it.
God, you can't beat that. Cool. Take us offline, Saturn. Bye, folks. Thank you.
Bye.